Solar 3.0. This new technology can change everything. Did you know that only 2% of the world's electricity comes from solar power? A source of energy so plentiful that our sun, a massive fusion reactor, is currently irradiating enough energy to run our whole human civilization for a year. So why don't we use more of this abundant renewable energy source? Hey everyone, how are you doing today? Before we proceed with this video, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kindly click on the notification bell to get updates on our exciting content. At the moment, only a tiny amount of electricity comes from renewable sources like wind, solar, biomass, hydropower, and geothermal. The rest comes from fossil fuels like coal, natural gas, and petroleum. So why do people get more energy from fossil fuels than from the sun? In today's video, we'll look at a new material that could revolutionize solar technology. Keep watching to find out. Solar power has many problems when it comes to making electricity. Still, these problems can now be fixed with the new Solar 3.0 technology, which could change everything. Solar energy has been hard to use because it's expensive. It depends on the weather, and it is expensive to store solar energy. This is because crystalline silicon-based solar panels are hard to make, making them less efficient and polluting the environment. Despite its abundance, solar energy was not a popular method of generating energy due to its disadvantages. Even the most advanced solar panels, for example, only convert about 20 to 25% of the sun's energy into electricity. Solar panels produce clean, renewable energy. However, the manufacturing process can be harmful to the environment. Solar panels manufactured in large quantities may result in the combustion of fossil fuels and the generation of plastic trash. Isn't that ironic? Presently, scientists are attempting to fix this problem. They've now developed a new material that is lighter, more efficient, and less expensive to make. Did you know that 100 miles by 100 miles of solar panels are all it takes to power the United States? Are you having trouble visualizing the size of the required area? To put it another way, it's only a small section of Nevada or Utah. What's this? Scientists have discovered a new way to overcome the disadvantages of crystalline silicon-based solar panels. There will be no more frugal spending of energy. We may now take advantage of the sun's enormous energy for free. This solution comes in the form of perovskite, the ultimate grail of solar technology. Perovskite is not only lighter, but also more efficient and less expensive to build. It's a low-cost method of producing solar cells. The solution is so thin that half a cup is enough to power an entire house. Do you realize how light it is? It's so light that it can even float on water. Thanks to the Swift Solar team in Silicon Valley for unearthing this holy grail whose power would illuminate the entire planet. We take this literally. Swift Solar CEO Joel Jean says that this thin film technology collects light and transmits charge well. Solar cell technology is divided into two groups, as many of you are aware: wafer-based and thin film cells. Wafer-based devices are usually made of semiconductors and are shielded by glass. Thin film cells are constructed by depositing thin layers of semiconducting films onto a glass, plastic, or metal substrate. Solar panels made of wafers are the most common type seen on rooftops. Did you realize that thin film cells utilize 10 to 1,000 times less material than crystalline silicon cells? Amorphous silicon or more complicated materials like cadmium telluride can be used to make these thin sheets. However, the efficiency of these films is lower. As a result, scientists have long been looking for ways to improve the efficiency of these thin films. That's where perovskite, the groundbreaking material, comes in. This material is quickly rising to the top of the new thin film category, and it will transform the solar energy sector. So, what can we do with solar panels built from perovskite that are so efficient? The substance can even be utilized in solar paint, which absorbs sunlight and converts it to power. Imagine it on the side of skyscrapers. They alone will produce an abundant source of solar energy. Not only that, but we can apply these lightweight solar panels to a variety of applications where stiffness and weight are issues. For example, in airplanes, how can we forget about its limitless application in electric vehicles? Elon Musk has long been a supporter of solar energy. Let's delve deeper into the perovskite to see how the magic works. For the perovskite's crystals, the natural source is calcium titanium oxide. However, it was eventually shown that any crystal structure containing AbX3 is sufficient to produce perovskite. A and B are two differently sized positively charged ions, and X is the negatively charged ion that holds them together. Another major benefit is that the material required for perovskite does not need to be mined. We can utilize basic halide salts like lead iodide or other organic salts instead. Because these thin films are multicrystalline, we can produce inorganic-organic hybrid parasites. They can compensate for poor semiconductors. Let us now compare traditional solar panels to those with perovskite. Even the most efficient conventional solar panels are barely 20% efficient. However, if you include the single solar cell limit, it is 33%. The efficiency of the skite pair was discovered to be considerably greater than expected. As a result, unlike other silicon semiconductors, perovskite converts more than 40% of the sun's energy into electricity rather than losing the remainder as heat. As you can see, perovskite has a lot of advantages and uses a lot less material than a silicon cell, barely 1%. As a result, manufacturing is not only less expensive but also simpler. Silicon crystallizes at over 1400 degrees Celsius in most cases. However, it may be done at around 100 degrees here. Smaller pieces of equipment and basic chemical processes, as well as low-cost materials like plastic, can be employed to create these cells. Yes, they can now make solar cells out of materials that would ordinarily melt, such as plastic. Despite this, it is less expensive, lighter, and more flexible. Nevertheless, there's still a lot of engineering work to be done in order to perfect these skates. All traditional solar panels, for example, are utilized on commercial and residential rooftops. Solar panels have been installed in the desert for over a decade. Because perovskite is still in its early stages of development, it will take some time for it to reach commercial use. Because it was only recently found, it must still be tested and proven to be long-lasting. Drones flying at high altitudes, solar wristwatches, and small IoT Internet of Things devices can all benefit from using perovskite. Who knows, maybe one day a perovskite will be ready to be installed on every house in the world. We must overcome the major hurdle of stability before we can reach 24-hour free energy resource availability. Yes, these cells must withstand extreme temperatures, rain, and all other exterior and environmental conditions. The golden guideline for meeting international standards is for solar cells to survive external degradation for at least 25 years. There is also the stimulation of hailstones testing and heating up to extraordinarily high temperatures, in addition to the golden rule. In actuality, this isn't the case for solar panel cells, but don't worry, the testing isn't limited to a single research group, as many are keen to use this new breakthrough material. As a result, they're all working together to increase efficiency and stability. All that remains is for testing to be completed and for mass market commercialization to begin. When it becomes available, the new solar panels will be 15 times less expensive per watt than traditional solar panels. Consider a world where solar energy is both affordable and plentiful. Because electricity is so important in everything, such a world could achieve 1,000,000 times more in science and technology. The perovskite would succeed where conventional photovoltaic approaches have failed. Every excursion can be enjoyed with the cheapest energy instead of paying for non-renewable fossil fuels, from non-stop electric autos to flying aircraft to speedboats. Most fossil fuels would have vanished from the face of the globe by the time perovskite comes into play. What do you think about living in a world where energy resources are plentiful? Do you think perovskite could attain the stability and efficiency that no other existing solar panels can match? Let us know in the comments section below. If you loved the video, please subscribe to our channel so you don't miss another one. Thank you for stopping by.